Okay, good morning and welcome to another session of 123 Technicals. As you already know, 123 Technicals is basically a market outlook session. We get to look for what opportunities the market have for us for the day, and then you guys get to see my strategy and the way I trade. So without further ado, let's jump into the business of the day, starting with the fundamentals. Yeah, it's all low impact news throughout the day, up until 6 p.m. where we have a mid impact news, which is a speech actually, a Bank of England speech. So not much volatility is expected in the market today. So let's jump on our charts and see what we can get. Okay, so this being a new week and still inside the beginning of a new month, let's see. So let's start with our our date, sorry. So basically we're in a downtrend. Yeah, we're still in that downtrend. Yeah, all pairs that have the USD as their code currency have been spilling down for a while now. Yeah, so let's jump on our 4H and see. Jump on our 4H. It's basically our directional time frame, and our directional time frame too is bearish. We had this whole kind of uptrend, you get, and then we failed to break structures to the upside, and then we were just flushed to the downside, breaking that neckline to the downside, which was a shift in market structure, kind of like a double top. But the whole message there is that, okay, this trend has was shifted to the downside. Do you get? So now, as you can see on the 4H here, this is basically like a 4H range from here to here, like this. Let me change that to Fib3. Okay, good. This is basically our 4H range. Yeah. Now, there's something funny about this 4H here. You see, as this 4H is basically like you can see that the cells are exhausting at the downside now. Yeah. If we go to the 1H now, it's looking a bit tricky at the downside. See, it's sloping. This whole narrow kind of sloping. Anyways, what I would advise in this situation here is to wait. Do you understand? We already had that whole shift on both the 1H and then the 4H. As you can see, look at the break here. You're pushed, pushed down, and then we pushed up. We retraced, we failed to break above, and then we flushed and then broke structure massively. And this was yesterday. Do you get it? Are you guys with me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. So now we broke structure to the downside. We started doing, I thought the retracement was just going to go straight forward. And we've been seeing that a lot lately, yeah? Where retracements don't go straight forward. They do some kind of, I don't want to call it a consolidation, yeah? In this case, we are having flat lows, but then the highs are sloping to the downside. The highs are sloping to the downside. So what I'll tell you guys, what I would actually pay attention to here is to see that moment where price breaks structure to the upside. Do you understand? Or to the downside. So like now here, in this case, I'll watch out for this high here. This high is here. Once price break this point to the upside here, I'll know that this is a shift in market structure. But then I'll be looking to take buys from here to not more than the 50% of this 4-hour range. Do you guys understand? Are you guys with me?
Oh, yes, sir.
Good, because price can just tap into the 50, into the golden ratio, and was just massively was flushed to the downside. Do you get? So right now, yeah, with what is happening, this is what I'll be looking out for. At the same time, we can have price what's just break these lows to the downside, but there's a whole lot of inequality above here. Price will not want to leave all these things and will just flush to the downside. Do you get? So now it's just what pay attention, sit back and what be patient and wait for what this thing to develop. Do you guys understand this analysis on AUD?
Yes.
Good. Another scenario we can have, which I feel is rare, but is for price to just want to break this lows to the downside. And if it break this lows to the downside, what we can wait for those retests and what continues to the downside. That's basically how I'll be looking at AUD USD. Now let's take a look at NZD. Yeah, NZD2 is almost the same thing. Let me look at the 4H. So NZD2 consolidated for a while. We had this whole consolidation here. Okay. We had this whole consolidation for a while. Then we broke structure to the downside. Do you get? So we're bearish. Yeah. So now, going to our 1H, let's look for our areas of interest. Why is this stuff not loaded? Okay, good. Just loaded. So now we can see that we had that break here. We had that break of structure. Do you get? And then price did as if it retraced, but we all know this was just a bluff. Yeah, price tapped inside, and then we're basically sloping, but then tapping inside this low here, and the low is actually what holding. So just like AUD here, we'll be watching out for these highs here and wait for its price to break above it. Do you understand? As you can see, price is actually tapping inside and rejecting right now. Do you get? Once we see price break above it here, for AUD now, what I'll advise here, if you're taking a buy here, exit at the top of the range, like not like this whole 1H range that was started the retracement. Exit at that point. Do you understand? So now if you're taking a buy here, let's say price pushed, impulsed to the upside and then stopped here and then retraced towards pick more orders here. If I'm taking a buy here, I'll exit at the top here. Do you guys understand? Are you guys with me? So now, yeah, I want you guys to understand something before we go here. This is kind of counter trend. Do you understand? So the 4H is basically bearish. So sales are going to favor, the sales are going to be favored more. Do you understand? So if you see price selling, watch the behavior. Do you understand? If it's selling massively, don't take the buy. Same thing for AUD and NZD USD. Do you understand? But if you see that the weak is actually, the sell is actually weak, you can wait, and if you see your entry criteria here at the retest, take the buy. Do you understand? But don't hold those buys for long because we are going against the major, the directional time frame. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? And if we tap into these areas, let me see, where is my point of interest for this one for NZD USD? Basically, our point of interest is around here. Let me change this to stick. Okay. This is basically what's around our golden ratio. Do you understand? So this whole area here is what our point of interest. And if price tap here and you see what's this kind of rejection candle or any of our entry criteria, fine, take the sell. Do you guys understand me? Are you guys with me?
Yes.
Good, because long term, this is a direction. But short term, yeah, if you want to take that buy, you wait for the price to break structure above, and then with the retest, and then you take the buys. But don't hold the buys for long. Hope you guys understand. Is anyone confused? Ray K, do you understand? Is Ray K with us? Ray K, do you understand? Before we proceed, I want to make sure everyone is understanding what I'm talking about. What questions do you guys have? Okay, good. Okay, so good. Okay, then no questions. Then we'll go to what Euro USD and see. Euro USD has been sloping very, like it's Mm, mm, mm. Honestly, this thing is very, very one kind. Yeah, we've been having very steep trends. You can see push, kind of push, pull back, break, push, pull back, push, pull back. And then now we're doing this whole kind of movement to the downside. I've not seen this kind of, I think this is like the first time I'm seeing this kind of market scenarios. Yeah. Mm. Let me see. Rub my feet. Who can make sense with this? Honestly, I'll just let Euro USD be for now. Because we have this whole break of this fine structure here. But then that structure has very long breaks. And then if you now check here with our feed, we'll see that this is the golden ratio area. Anyhow, I'll still keep the golden ratio area, yeah, and watch to see if price will get into those areas. And if price gets into those areas and I see something sweet, then I'll actually be taking the sell. But for now, I'll just sit out on Euro USD and see how it behaves and still observe the behavior for a while. GBP USD should be worse. So. Sorry, guys. Trying to reload this stuff. Let's take a look at GBP USD. GBP USD is very tricky. Let's look at the 4H first. Yep, we're bearish on the 4H. So now, our directional time frame. I mean, on our mid time frame stuff, I don't know why this whole thing is okay. Still don't know why this is being like this. Okay. On our directional time frame now, we had this whole break. Yeah, we had this whole break of structure. And price just consolidated for a while, then broke that low to the downside again, this low here to the downside. This low is here to the downside. So this is actually what's a lower high. Do you get this being a lower high here? This are the two ways you can look at it. We can watch and wait when price starts with a tracing, and then we can wait around the golden ratio area for price to tap inside and what's continue the trend. Or we can have another scenario where price just comes here and then breaks this lower high to the upside, which we will be waiting for the retest. But for now, there's nothing immediate to do. For now, it's just to sit back and watch how price behaves. Yeah, more is to see more price action, and then we'll decide what exactly we're going to do on USD. I mean, on GBP USD. But that's basically what I have to say about GBP USD. So, that being said, do you what space do you guys want me to take a look at before we go? And what questions do you guys have before we go? Any pair you guys want me to take a look at before we go? Let's see. CHF and CAD CHF. CHF CHF It's a bit tricky. Okay, so let's see. The 4H, we're not bearish actually. We're bullish on the directional time frame. or we're in a range. It's a range. It's not actually bullish. It's a range. It's a range to the top and bottom. It's actually a range. And I hate ranges. But this is one thing I'm going to say, yeah. There are always minor structures inside range that you can trade. So this is what I would like you to just basically flow with the market. Yeah. If you're flowing with the market now, yeah, we had an uptrend. We had like a double top. We broke structure straight downside. We kind of retraced a bit, and then we broke structure straight downside again. And then we tapped. This is definitely going to be into the golden ratio areas. And then we are testing these lows right now. I would like you to pay attention to the what's top and the what's bottom. Here, these levels here, and these levels here. Sorry, and these levels here. And wait for the first one that price will break out of. You get, if price breaks to the upside, then you can what? Oh shit, what's happening? You can wait for the retest. Yep. But then if price breaks to the downside, which I feel will be the next place to break, you can wait for what? The retest. And then your sells should not exceed the bottom of the range. That's the low of the range. Do you understand? So that's basically how you can look at it. Watch and see how price behaves. If you see a clear break of structure, yeah, to the up or downside, wait for the retest and take it. Then the next pair is CAD CHF. CHF. Let me take a look at the 4H. I hate seeing wicks. It's bearish in a way. It's bearish. Let's see. Guys, my chart is misbehaving. Okay, let's see. So our 1H here, it's a bit tricky and messy at the same time. Yeah, so I would say, but watch this high here and this low here. The game of patience. Yeah. Price is tapping into these levels right now and it's rejecting from there. If we see price break below, wait for the retest. Do you understand? And if price breaks above, like I used to say, wait for the retest. That's basically it. For now, just watch and see how it behaves. Just calm down and see how it behaves. Is there any other pair you guys want me to take a look at before we go? What questions do you guys have? Okay, so before we go, I'll be starting starting a program. Yeah, it's basically a, let me see. Okay, Euro NZD. Let's take a look at Euro NZD. So breaking Euro NZD is a bit messy. Let's take a look at the 4H. Okay, we it's tricky because we had a break of structure to the downside. Since we retraced, we tapped into these levels, we did not break it. Do you get? We went up and then now we have not broken up till now. We have not broken on the 4H, but we're still bearish. Do you get? We're still bearish. So if you take a look at the 1H now, yeah, what do we have? We have price tapping into these lows and rejecting. Do you understand? But then we have a very massive, let me check my RSI. It's an RSI divergence. I don't have to call this one RSI divergence. But RSI is looking very strong, like it's going to sell. Honestly, this is a cross pair, so it's still very, very tricky. Honestly. Yeah, I'll just say that to be on the safer side, yeah, wait for that clear break and the retest. Do you get? You can just decide and take a sell now, and you see that price will actually go back and take you out on your stop loss. I think we had that kind of stuff last week. Yeah. And at the same time, watch the highs here. This highs here, watch the wick of that candlestick. Once price break above it, wait for the retest. It's always safe to wait for the break and retest and not just entering aggressively. Especially on cross pairs. Then the next one is USD CHF. USD CHF is kind of like in an uptrend. Yep, but man, this is so tricky. It's like them JPYs. Let's see. Man, the structures are not really clear. That's the problem now. We had a push down. I think this is the most recent structure. Yeah. And then it's still the same leg. I've been pushing up. I've been pushing up since. What I'll say is just wait. Wait for more price action before you take any decision on this pair. Because it's very tricky. All this stuff is one leg, or you might see price just come and tap into this area here and was continue to the upside. Okay. So for now, just sit out on USD CHF. And don't take any sells. Don't take any sells. What you watch out for is buys. Do you get? Price have not even broken this level to the upside yet. This candlestick has not closed. So just sit out on USD CHF for a while. Yeah. So before we go, as I was saying, yeah, I am going to start a program. Basically, it's more like a problem-solving program, not a mentorship program. Do you guys understand? So basically, what it will be targeted at, it's basically solving the specific problems that individual traders will be facing. Do you get? It's more of like a tool to help you reach what's profitability. Do you guys understand? So I'm still working on the framework and also I think by tomorrow everything will be ready, and then I'll be telling you guys first. I think you guys are constants here. I'll be giving you guys first before I actually drop it on other platforms for other people. Do you guys understand? So you guys should anticipate it. It's going to be something very wonderful, actually. Anyways, that's being said, this video will be uploaded on YouTube for those that want to watch it. I'll be sending the link on the group chat. Yeah. And let me drop the link to the group chat. If you've not joined, do well to join. Let me drop the link. So I just dropped the link to join the group chat. If you have not joined, join the group chat. I drop a lot of content there every day, almost every day. Almost every day. I think the one we do every day is 130 technicals, but apart from 130 technicals, we've been pushing small. Anyways, I want to appreciate you guys for attending the session. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time tomorrow. Take care of yourselves, guys, and please don't stay away from FOMO. Do you guys understand? Don't let FOMO catch you. Wait for the markets to develop. Do you get? The market is not going anywhere. If you don't see opportunities today, you're going to see it tomorrow. If you don't see it tomorrow, you're going to see it next tomorrow. It's the market. It's always going to present you with opportunities. So sit back and relax and enjoy the ride. Bye guys, and stay safe. Catch you guys later.